Ancient technologies comments. So something I see a lot, how people be thinking about ancient humans that we trying to downplay them, make them seem not as smart as us, which makes no sense. And I'd be thinking like, what do y'all think ancient the technology of the past looked like? What do you think ancient technology looked like? Because we do have proof of ancient technology. We have proof of humans hundreds or thousands of years ago had technology. Like they had things we would be like, oh, okay, that's clearly technology. That's clearly a machine that does stuff. So I'd be thinking like, what do people think ancient technology looks like? What, especially if we're trying to find specific type of technology, because there's people that like to say, oh, they had ancient humans had sound technology. That is very, very possible, very highly likely. But what would it look like in order for you to have proof that they definitely did? What would it look like? Now, this image here gives you the idea of what most people think ancient technology should look like in order for us to be able to say, oh, that's definitely ancient technology. We definitely know that's technology because look at it. It looks like technology, right? It looks like something man-made, and it looks different than what we. It looks not different. It looks very similar to what we have now. Therefore, it has to be ancient technology. It's different enough to be old, but similar enough for us to say that it's technology because we're comparing it to what we have now. And I always hate that narrative, that idea of like, in order for ancient humans to have technology, their technology has to look a lot like ours, but quote unquote less primitive or even more impressive, like this AI generated image, which looks like some type of like copper, steampunk type of floating structure or whatever that is in the middle. And then there's in the background you see, oh, that looks like a boat. You see what looks like fish in the far background. So that implies that this structure is actually underwater in some type of underwater dome or something like. Obviously, this is a Atlantis steampunk, AI generated image, as you can see by the caption. So this is what people think ancient technology should look like in order for us to say they definitely did have technology. It's just lost and we don't know where it's at. But this is what I think ancient technology actually looks like. And it's not necessarily lost because most of the stuff is in museums, right? This is what ancient technology would look like, or should definitely look like. At first glance, it would just be like, oh, it's just jewelry. Yeah, and so is a smartwatch. No, a smartwatch can do cool things. It's technology. It can connect to the internet. It's because we made it do that. But if you take away the internet from your smartwatch, what is it? Just jewelry. Your smartphone, take away the ability for it to go on the internet and make phone calls. What is it? Paperweight, because it's useless. Have you ever been in a scenario where it's like, oh man, I forgot to pay my phone bill, my phone ain't working, and then suddenly your phone feels like it's trash, like you just want to throw it in the trash because it has no other use. If it can't get on the internet, you can't do nothing, right? It's useless. When in reality, it's you that's useless. But anyway, that's for another conversation. The point is like, it's what we use it for is what makes it, technology, what makes it useful, So in this image, these look like, some bracelets, but there's a possibility that it's technology. Like there's a reason why they have these specific gems on it, the specific metal, because it looks like copper. It could be gold, but it could be copper. It could also be brass, a combination of copper and tin, right? That's also possible. And it has all these different types of stones, gems, right? But these could have purposes, right? These could, maybe with sunlight, it triggers its capabilities, what it can do. Maybe it's designed to look to from a distance when you shine light onto it, onto your wrist while you're wearing this, right? It shines a certain type of light, like there'll be some type of coloration that people can see from a distance, and it could be used as a beacon, right? It could be used as a way of identifying you, like, oh, we know who that is. That's that King Midas, with the Midas touch, and he has a specific, bracelets that he wears that, shine a certain type of way, a certain type of color, in the light. So, that. Another thing that ancient technologies will look like would be made of wood, stone, steel, or any type of metal they can get their hands on, or they're willing to use. But mainly renewable. Wood is renewable. You can always grow a new tree, right? So you can always get new building materials, aka wood. And ancient humans made a lot of wood. Greek and Romans made a lot of stuff out of wood. Yeah. So carpentry even Jesus Christ was a carpenter, right? So here's some stuff from ancient Greek: a catapult, a steam engine, right? Made out of. You can make it out of any material you want, but here it's made of metal, so it could be a little heat resistant. And then of course there's some wood under there, so you can light it on fire, so you can boil the water that's in the container area, which will go up into where those little copper pipes are, and the steam will come out of there and cause it to spin. And there's a steam engine. All you have to do is attach the spinning part, which is that round ball spear at the top, attach that to something like a gear, and then the gear will spin, which will spin an axis, and the axis will turn something, and it could turn, a fan, and then now you have a steam powered air conditioner or fan. So now you don't have to have a human being with a feathered fan fanning you to keep you warm. Keep you cool during the summer. You could just use steam to make a fan blade spin and keep you cool that way. So the funny thing is, ancient humans definitely, on average, did a whole bunch of, like on YouTube you can watch a whole bunch of videos on like do-it-yourself stuff. Like you can hack stuff, like, oh, how to make this, how to make that. They call them life hacks videos. You can look up a whole bunch of videos that shows you how to do stuff yourself, how to take a lighter and turn it into something else, and take a broken watch and turn it into something else, and the list goes on. Like, they create things, just like ancient humans created things with the materials they had access to, which would be mostly rocks, wood, rope, right? They can make from plants, hair, right? You always can grow your hair. You could always cut it, braid it, turn it into rope, right? As an example, and do all types of stuff. And the list goes on, right? Because you can always grow your hair back, so it's renewable rope material. So you can make stuff, and that's the whole point. Is that ancient technology would look less like this, exaggerated steampunk image. It will look less cool to us. That's the way to put it. It will look less cool to us. We'll look at it. We'll look at something like this and be like, oh yeah, that's nothing. But in reality, that's an ancient smartwatch, for all you know, right? That could probably be used to like as a communicator, like a phone or something. You don't know. Just like this contraption here. This is a small model of a big water wheel mill, like flour mill or something like that. So down here was water will be running through that canal, spinning that big water wheel, and you have steps that goes to the second floor. And on the second floor, you got that grinding stones, spinning and grinding flour, grinding whatever you want to grind. And all you need is wood, water, right, stone, and boom, you can make technology. You don't need electricity, stone, computer chips, satellite dish, internet to have technology. And that's all I wanted to point out.